Today we'll be answering some questions that our audience have written down after watching our short film. How does your short film fit the form of the medium? So, first of all, the time. Feature-length films, as we all know, range from...
Feature-length films, I guess they kind of are in that 1.5 hour to 2 hour region.
Even a bit longer than some,
a couple of them,
in some cases. But short films are considerably shorter. Ours is 5 minutes. We tell a story in 5 minutes, and short films range. What would they say? Like
between 5 and 10 minutes. Short films are anything under the feature-length film kind of time frame, which is basically under an hour.
Yeah.
But the 5 to 10 minute range is what you usually see.
We decided to go with 5 minutes, keep it short and sweet, and we were able to tell a story in that time.
Wow.
So also the actors. Our actors that we used are aspiring. They're not, in the public eye. They're not famous. They haven't had any paid jobs. We didn't pay them to do this. They want the experience.
Something to help build their portfolio as well.
Yeah.
So for us, even though it helps us build our portfolio as filmmakers, it's kind of a win-win situation because they get to say that they acted in a short film.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean they're any less of a good actor. They just haven't had their break yet. So it was great to be able to give that opportunity to some new aspiring actors. Also, our equipment.
Very limited. Very limited equipment because obviously we are like student filmmakers. We don't have a huge budget. So what did we have?
We had one DSLR.
Yeah.
Which is one camera. So we, it was a bit of a struggle, but we made it work with, a lot of retakes from different angles and being able to choose between them. It took a bit longer, but
we edited on one computer. We had one tripod with us at the time.
One tripod.
We didn't have any. I think if we could have changed anything, it would have been that we had a microphone, but we didn't have those at our disposal.
Yeah.
So I think when collecting the sound, especially on the beach, in terms of things like wind, that would have been really helpful, but we didn't have that. So
yeah, that was a bit unfortunate, but I think we made it work.
Yeah.
So our location. So this was something we were really lucky about. Lucky with. So my people that we know were able to give us, access to a
really
location.
lovely beach.
Yeah. So we were on a beach. We had to, fund the travel expenses and.
But in terms of getting access to that location, we basically had a really good deal. We were able to stay there for the night and get up really early and shoot in the morning. So we had a whole day.
Yeah, a whole day
of shooting on location.
So we were really lucky in that sense because otherwise we'd be very limited to our area. Because getting somewhere luxurious and fascinating is just.
We have no access. Budget. We've got no access to that kind of like rural beach. We have no access to that beach location.
We're in the middle of London, so we were.
There was no way we walked to London.
Yeah. So and our budget as well. We just touched upon. We were able to fund ourselves travel expenses. We were lucky enough to get all of our equipment funded by our school. We didn't really have to pay for much, did we? But it was definitely a thought.
We kind of used, I want to say like the bare maximum because we didn't use like quite fancy like editing software. We used free software.
Yes.
And like Neve said, we had like our equipment given to us by our college. So yeah, we really really low budget, like zero budget basically.
Yeah.
Props were paid for props, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we did. We had a kite,
the sparklers,
lanterns,
lots of.
But they were all things that
couple of
pounds
here.
Yeah. So that was good. Yeah. And finally, a limited release. So our film is distributed from YouTube.
Possibly like platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, Vimeo as well that's how we're going to distribute our film.
Yeah,
because that's quite typical of like smaller short films, whereas feature films are distributed in cinemas. They get DVD release, digital release as well. So we don't have that. But
But YouTube is growing and getting larger, and
it's a really really helpful platform for student filmmakers or filmmakers that don't have the access to bigger ways of distributing their content, and it just helps you get your foot in the door in terms of the industry. And
if your film does well, then you have such a huge audience on that platform. So if things go well, then.
No, I'll see you in Hollywood. Cannes Film Festival. Okay.
So yeah.
Second question.
Yeah.
All right. Have you developed or challenged typical conventions of the form of short film or your chosen genre? Okay, so in terms of challenging forms and conventions of typical short films, I feel like we did this through our protagonist.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think even from our title, Boys Don't Cry, we wanted to show that against stereotypical views of males being masculine, tough, unemotional, we want to show that yes, men can be emotional, that boys do cry.
Yeah.
And we showed it for our character, the boy.
I think that was really important to us as well.
Yeah,
we didn't want to
especially.
be.
We didn't want to go with stereotype.
Yeah.
And I think that ultimately made it more impactful.
Mhm.
And part of that, making that decision of having that as our protagonist, was to reach a wider audience. So not only
Yeah, I think
we're
our
girls.
audience would have definitely appreciated that as well.
And from our feedback, I've had people say that people from all ages,
Mhm.
and both genders, all genders,
Yeah.
have said that they relate to the character, that they felt really emotional at certain parts of the film.
Yeah.
So I think we did that. Yeah.
Even my grandparents, my nan said to me, "Oh, that reminded me when I left her hometown in Ireland," and I was like, "Wow, that kind of older audience, that's just really helped."
And part of the way that we were able to challenge that convention was through our actor Fergus, performance. He was really good. He was really able to show emotion. We also did that through our use of camera. So there were certain shots that we did, like that really long shot on the beach.
Yes.
With that, we were able to kind of show how small and vulnerable he felt at that time, and through our editing as well, the use of those long kind of lingering shots and those long close-ups, that was able to reach that point of emotion as well. What else? What's the question again? So how else did we challenge or okay, so we developed on it as well. With challenging convention, we actually were able to do that for our genre. So we could have gone for drama, we could have gone for like romance. We could have actually taken those angles on our story.
Yeah,
really.
I think no matter what, like with our story, we could have directed it at
in certain different ways.
a lot of different genres.
But we chose to go experimental.
Yeah.
And we did that because integrally the genre of experimentalism is anti-conventional.
Yeah.
So we knew that by doing that we were able to break certain boundaries, whether that be thematically or cinematically, we were just able to do that. So we did do that again with that use of really long shots, so it was like extreme long shots, use of extreme close-ups as well, which aren't always typical in like dramas and stuff like that. We also did that for our non-linear structure. So in terms of not having a straightforward narrative, it was kind of that we had flashbacks. We had kind of non-sequential order.
Yeah, we didn't really have
a narrative per se.
Yeah, it was more, what can we show and how can we put this together
that
so
was
that it makes sense but isn't something our audience would necessarily expect.
Yeah, it was a different way of approaching a story, because we could have, just kind of said, okay, let's say he's in this scene and he's in this scene, but we did just want to say, let's take our story and see how we can present it in a different way.
Yeah.
And lastly, our use of no dialogue, which is really unusual, and actually some people have responded really well to it, but other people, because it is quite different, not everyone has...
we've been told that there was really good opportunities to use dialogue and to have our dialogue be effective, but I think, I don't know, we kind of just didn't really...
It was about being different, I think,
Yeah.
and using other means of filmmaking to show stories. So again, like the use of sound, our use of sound design, with that music at the end especially, the use of the white noise, use of our camera shots and our editing. That's how we wanted to communicate his feelings. We wanted to test ourselves as filmmakers to see how far we can go without kind of, I don't want to say copping out, but using dialogue.
Yeah, and I think our audience really grasped our story and understood it, and I think that it was really good for us to do that without the use of dialogue. I think it just shows
how far you can take things creatively.
We had to really persevere with it, because there was times where we wanted to add other voiceovers just to make that a little bit a bit more sense, but I think
kind of add that bit of convention to it, like in terms of just filmmaking in general.
But I think we did really well.
Yeah. Yay us. Okay, last question I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what purpose does your short film serve in the industry?
That's a good question.
Yeah, so I think it's quite similar to the last question, you know, about being different. Definitely, you know, being experimental first of all. Looking through short films, there's a lot of drama, a lot of, you know, romance, a lot of comedy. People love a good comedic short film, but I think we just wanted to contribute to the industry and like add something different, add you know, a genre that wasn't widely known, I guess.
Well,
not by many people.
Well, if we talk about within the bounds of our media class, in our class we're the only people that chose to take an experimental like perspective on our films. A lot of people chose to do drama or thriller even. But we just decided to test ourselves as like creators and also just go a bit outside the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our protagonist as well, you know, as Shola said in the previous question, you know, just stretches boundaries, shows that, you know, we're not stereotypically going to go down that stereotypical route, I should say. And it's also a story that most people go through, even though it was about someone going to university, which is what our age range is doing now. It's a story, it's a journey, it's
that's
it's a
really
change in someone's life.
Definitely.
And I think that kind of connection with a short film really, you know, it's a lovely
to the
thing.
table.
For the industry to have.
I think
of short films.
Even though we look at that one specific incident and that it is just about this incident that we're showing is about a boy going to university, I don't feel like at all that story is alienating and that people can't relate to it. Like people can definitely, people have been through times where they have to move away from their family or move away from friends, or there's something big happening in their lives which is daunting to them. And I guess through like our way of storytelling, we didn't want to make it so it's just exclusively to that story. People can understand those feelings like throughout all times in their life.
Leaving your friends, leaving your family.
Growing up. Maturing. And I think even when we were kind of cultivating the story, we spoke to like our class members, our peers, people around us, people in our lives, and kind of were able to find a story that everyone was kind of brought together by. Everyone had the connection with that because we're all at that stage in our lives.
Yeah, exactly. And even if others aren't, then it's something they've gone through. So that's great.
That's about it.
So thank you for watching. Hope this gave you a better insight into our short film. And thank you.
Like and subscribe as well, guys.